So now I'll be talking about my third and fourth topics. So my third is applied behavioral analysis, and my fourth will be small group instruction. So for number 3, ABA, this kind of ties into the whole social emotional learning from earlier. I think it's a great strategy that we can use as teachers to encourage the positive behaviors that we like, but that make for a safe environment for everyone to learn. And ABA is manipulating the environment and the antecedents to help improve students' behaviors. It does take a very connected teacher to be aware of the different antecedents that each student will react to, but to make sure it's differentiated and inclusive is all part of being a well-rounded teacher, and something I guess we just gotta figure out as you go. I like that you can observe the effectiveness of ABA in everyday settings. It doesn't need to happen overnight or immediately. Sorry, my dogs. But you'll notice the changes, even if it just works better for one lesson rather than it works better today than it did yesterday. Like, every day is different for yourself and for your students as well. So sorry. For Saskatchewan, a big part of incorporating ABA in the classroom is thinking of students' needs and preferences when planning a lesson. It fits right into the RTI Tier 1 as you're planning for every student's success on like a broad level. It seems like it's common sense and easily used in the classroom, but important to be mindful of it to be sure it's used effectively. And for topic 4, small group instruction, they're usually grouped in sizes of 2 to 6 students, and it can be heterogeneous, or with heterogeneous as people with different ability levels, so like everyone, or homogeneous, which is similar ability levels. I think this is just great for differentiating instruction. Groups can be at completely different stages of comprehension or acquisition and all those things. For students who are quick learners, they can be reviewing the content or pre-reading for the next content, and it allows for more scaffolding for them to kind of keep building and keep them engaged. And for students that may need some extra time in instruction, the teacher can be more involved and help guide them through the lesson that they're learning, or even having to like reverse 1 or 2 steps and make sure that scaffolding is there, building it back up. This would be more for Tier 2 and 3 of the RTI. It's more individualized. You can adapt it for each student, especially with the homogeneous groups. So just backtrack a little. I think the heterogeneous groups are good to kind of help peer coaching. It encourages the gifted learners, because they feel more involved, they're doing more, they're helping students, so that's kind of like pat on the back, gives them a little more encouragement, and it helps that students they're helping, so students with more learning who are not quite catching it as quickly. So that would be good for them, because they kind of get to hear it from one of their peers and get to might see a different way that you're looking at it than how the teacher is instructing it. So small groups can be incorporated into the unit plan and weekly lesson plans to make sure there's an option for every student. With me going into the secondary program, it can be worked in before or after the initial content instruction. It's pretty flexible that way, like either as a pre-reading activity or like a tell me what you know kind of that, and then tell me what you learned. I like the KWL chart, what you know, what you're wondering, and what you have learned or what you want to learn. Yeah, you can use it weekly, daily, anything. I would use it. It can be a little more difficult in high school if you're only see this group of students for like 40 minutes a day, maybe an hour, maybe a little longer. All depends on your district. But I would make sure to set aside at least one class time a week that allows for like a full-time small group instruction, even if it's 10 minutes each day, so they get 40 minutes a week or 50 minutes a week of small group. I think that would still be effective in making sure everyone gets that well-rounded, the variety in there. And yeah, make sure everyone's receiving what they need and that the content is being understood, and just making sure everyone's at the same level that they need to be at. So yeah, that's it for topics 3 and 4.